Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to today's Bitcoin update for 28th Thursday, April. Okay, so we are very close to the end of the month, and we are about to actually start the month next month probably, and we're gonna actually find a lot of answers to our questions. If Bitcoin is gonna get bullish, it's gonna get bearish and whatnot. Okay, now there are some very weird pattern going on with Bitcoin. It's kind of like even I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed with what the hell is going on with these patterns. Okay, so on the Binance chart, I have to really clear everything right now at the moment because there's too much garbage going on with the charts. All right, so let's redraw the charts once again. So okay, so let's refresh everything. Okay, so this was your some potential, ascending triangle that it was supposed to break to the upside and go like this. Okay, so let's talk about the ascending triangle before we talk about anything else. The ascending triangle actually, it broke out of it, but before the apex, this was your apex right over here. And before the apex, 40% before the apex, if you start to break to the upside, then you do have a little bit of a room to actually make a fake out. And then you made a fake out, and then you came to the downside, and there was this multi-month level of support down here. So I'm just gonna put in that beautiful trend line back right over there. All right, so here we are, and that trend line is now placed like this. And all you did is instead of making out of the way on the above portion of this ascending triangle, you just came to the downside and you make a little bit of some dead cat bounce, if you want to say about it. And then from here, what did you do? You went to the downside, you went up for the retest, you failed the retest, and ever since you are losing and you started the downtrend. Right, the next thing that I want to talk about though is this level of resistance that was support previously. So let's remove all that drawing and just focus on this near target right over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this one right over here. Even though the candlestick that is printing out, this candlestick that is printing out is known as a bullish harami candlestick. Yeah, bullish harami, which might not make sense because I've told you previously in the channel, when you make a bullish pattern at a resistance, this is your resistance now, then it might not play out. It might not actually pump to the upside. Do you get my point here? Yes, unless you don't start to cross this resistance, backtest and hold it, then it's possible to go up from here. But I do see the RSI having some bullish divergence as well. The prices, they're moving to the downside, and the bullish, the RSI is kind of moving to the upside as well. So this dropped to the downside, and the RSI is like showing some divergence, potentially. It's a little bit of a small divergence right over here. Do you see that? Just a very small divergence. So but divergences are not something that is still enough. You cannot judge the whole trading based on just RSI. So there's a little bit of shadiness, there's a little bit of bullishness coming in. Of course, you're gonna have this after dumping for a long time. You are supposed to have that. The question really is this a fall that is making a bear flag? Because it potentially looks like a bear flag. It could be a bear flag, it might be a bear flag. Okay, so all you did is you potentially made this flag right over here, and it could take you, which can actually give you technical targets to the downside, from there to there, and this is where you're breaking out of it, and it will take you down to 32,000 level. And it makes sense, it does make sense, and I'm gonna tell you why it makes sense. Because of the ascending triangle. If you look at the ascending triangle just like this and then like this, all you did is you were supposed to cross this level and go to $57,000, which I was talking about previously. And of course you retested this one, but you make a bounce, a fall bounce, you made some sort of a confirmation. And that's something that I do also hate about Bitcoin. But as soon as it entered this zone, that's where I actually said that it's potentially gonna drop. And then we started to drop, and it's a very simple trading thing. Okay, I'm not gonna bore you with long concepts. You broke to the downside, you went for the retest. Where is the technical target? So when you lose an ascending triangle, you're really supposed to go down to where you form that triangle, which is here, which is actually near this line over there, and it takes you down right over here. So who knows, you can bottom out here and then you start to move to the upside. Something that is possible, of course. Right now I will suggest that what am I going to even suggest? What I what I just want to say is that I'm going to trade if this potential looking bear flag, it's not really a clear bear flag, but it does look like one. So I'm just going to suppose it is a bear flag, and let's say it's just a bear flag. If you start to cross the flag itself to $43,000, that's when you're breaking the flag and you're invalidating the momentum to go to the downside, right? So one more thing I'm going to tell you, a lot of projects, they have bear flags, okay? So that's why I thought maybe Bitcoin is having a bear flag here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Voxel, and I'm going to show you Voxel. So there's a lot of bear flags, to be honest, going on. So this is Voxel, and this is on the daily. All you did is, you go to the downside. This was your nice good looking bear flag, and that's just how Bitcoin also is making a bear flag, and this looks to take you down to the 0.244. Another one that did have a bear flag, I just don't remember the name. And yeah, so be careful in this space, as I always say. And one more thing is that right now you are still not losing this level down here, 37,734. There's still a little bit of chance for Bitcoin to start pumping before going to the downside completely. Who knows, maybe go back to this flag, 40,336, and then you start to go to the downside, because there's a little bit of a bullishness on the RSI. And on the 15 minutes time frame, I noticed there's a little bit of a inverse head and shoulder that is trying to form up for Bitcoin. So what I'm gonna tell you before I close the video is that you have this left shoulder, you have a head, and the right shoulder. So it's all about crossing the neckline. Okay, so if you start to cross the neckline for Bitcoin, I do suppose the next technical target is gonna be from the top here to the bottom right there, and then from wherever you're breaking out, this is going to take you back to 39,080, so somewhere near that, bear flag resistance over there. So that could be a nice good entry. Or maybe you can even make a fact that this is also an ascending triangle potentially right over there, and this ascending triangle is going up, coming down, going up, creating an ascending triangle breakout and go to nearly 39,900, and find resistance somewhere here, and then from there you just start to drop to the downside. So that's it for today's Bitcoin update, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. On the office.